Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz.
I'm Chris.
And we're keeping you in the loop with the guitar community. Also, the live people don't get to hear the song, so we actually really have to sing it. This episode is brought to you by Stringjoy. Sound better, play better. Stringjoy. For all your string needs, go to stringjoy.com. You can find really great things there, like strings. Enjoy. And hats. I just got a new hat not too long ago. I got the dad hat.
Oh my goodness.
What? It's comfortable? I don't know. I've got a big head as it is. So the trucker hats, I can't do the flat bills. I'm too dad to do the flat bills.
Is that such a thing?
Yes. My favorite hat's a Dunder Mifflin hat. So yeah, I'd say that's close to a real thing. So cool thing happened, 2 days ago or something like that. Our charity raffle ended. We raised $2,031 for the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, which is really awesome. Thank you everyone who donated. We're doing the raffle ticket pick. It's on their website. So I'm going to be live streaming. I'm just going to go on like this and just kind of pick, and it's not gonna be super entertaining, but if you win, you'll get an email 11:59. I think I'm gonna set it up that if you do not win, you also get an email. That way you know, and there's no sitting around saying, well, maybe they meant to call, but we didn't. So I'll be doing that. I'll be doing live on Facebook and on Instagram. Well, I'll be doing it on our Facebook page, not in the group. I think if someone or I myself might go and share the live streaming in the group so everyone can see it. What the heck was that?
That would be my microphone stand with the high-tech springs.
Well, the high-tech springs are high noise. I was trying to think of something witty, and it just wasn't happening. So, Chris, what's new with you this week?
No new gear, but since we're both from Tennessee, I picked up some Diskin cider that's out of Nashville, Tennessee from my local liquor store, and it's pretty good. I got the pineapple cider called Tiki Tonic.
I don't drink cider, I don't think.
You should try it.
I probably should. You know what? I really don't drink that much, though. I used to be a pretty big drinker, and I
typically don't either, but it was a pineapple cider, and Reds stopped doing theirs, so
you know what I did find out about? I found out last Sunday about the Morita and the Coca-Cola Freestyles at Moe's.
Ooh.
If you have not tried that, try it. It's delicious. Because I went to Moe's I went Sunday and then I went back Tuesday because it just sounded so good, and they didn't have it, and I got mad. It's that good. You got the Coke Freestyle. You've got a million different flavors, but they didn't have that one, and I was just like,
That's why Moe's is better than Chipotle.
Well, they didn't have this stuff, so are they better? Really?
They are still better.
Well, Moe's didn't give me salmonella or E. coli or whatever they spread throughout the country.
No. So they have that going for them.
Yeah, so good on you, Moe's. But yeah, so I got some cool new stuff. I got the Revival Drive Custom by Origin Effects. Oh my gosh. So I said it last week. I think I was in the middle of it happening. I didn't actually get it yet. I got it. I don't know. I feel kind of bad about it, but then again, I don't, because it wasn't intentional. But there's two different versions of the Revival Drive besides the compact, which isn't out yet. But the big box, there's one that's called the custom, and it has extra EQ settings on the bottom. And I was just kind of looking around, and I didn't know that there was two different ones. I even messaged Adam Delhanic, and he was like, I didn't know there was. And this guy knows every pedal ever because he's owned them all. And I sat there, I was like, I had a price match, and I saved $123 on the custom one and got it for actually less than the normal price of the normal one. But I got this thing in, and this thing's flipping sweet. It is by far the most insane drive I've ever owned. And we're going to listen to that. But I also got in the veil from My Pedals for the raffle, and for quality assurance, because I want to make sure that the people who donated money get working pedals. I have to test them all. I mean, it's just the rules.
That's fair.
I feel like, I mean, it's just to be, be safe. But I love it. So hold on really quick. We're doing a new thing where we're live streaming the recording of the episode, which is pretty cool because you have to join our group to do it. Go in our group and you can watch, and it's a lot of fun. You get to see us slap stuff together and answer questions and everything. But so when we weren't recording the episode, we had 5 people. I'm like, what are you guys doing? We hit record. We have 1 watcher. Maybe we should just have a podcast that records everything but the actual like contents. It just only puts out the episode of like the pre-ep and then hanging out afterwards.
That would be interesting.
It would be interesting. Like, we don't care what they really have to say. We just want to hear what they think about, like, what they really think about it. But okay, sorry, that was my ADD moment. So we got the Veil in, and this thing is awesome as well. So I'm gonna play with a couple pedals. I'm running my Richie Kotzen signature Telecaster into the Veil, into the Revival Drive, into the Replicator from T-Rex, because I figured if I'm going to do my most expensive drive I've ever owned, I'm going to do my most expensive delay I've ever owned, into the Tech 21 Liverpool, into the Focusrite. So that's my chain, y'all. So many people ask. But we're going to, oops.
But where's your clean tone?
My clean tone. This is going to be my clean tone, and I'm going to stick to it. That's bridge. And do next. All right, and then we're going to kick on the Veil. This is the drive side. There's a drive and a boost. It's a dual. They're independent as well, and they've got a flip-flop toggle switch, which is really fun. So, but this is the drive. Everyone knows that song, by the way.
I don't know how well that translated because Google Voice likes to compress that.
Everyone knows that song. How do you not know that?
No, I know the song. I'm just letting you know the audio quality might not be that great.
So I'm messing with the gain knob a little bit. This is maxed out. And then this is it all the way down. See what it sounds like. And then let's hear the boost by itself. Oh yeah, it's got the good volume right there. Let's kick them both on. So sounds really good. I like it. And we're gonna play with the Revival Drive. So it's got 2 different channels. One is hold on, I can't even read it. Oh, one's the left hand side's a valve rectifier, right hand side's a silicon rectifier. So here's the right hand side. It's a really cool sound I've got with it. So it's got a really nice like amp-like feel. And this thing, it's called a ghosting overdrive. So it adds what's called ghost notes. And those are like the lower frequencies you hear playing like a tube amp, and that like kind of weird sound that you just can't put your finger on. Everyone talks about, oh, I love my tube amp and all that. I think that honestly, the ghost notes are the thing that really cause people to fall in love with their amp. So we're going to kick this back on. We're going to do the other channel. This is going to be the what did I say? It was the valve rectifier. So it's got a really good feel. And then we'll mess around with, and it has like this like I don't know, that side just has this nice like grunge distorted sound that I love. But here's the replicator, which I just turned it back on, and because it's actual tape, you heard what was still playing from the last time. So I can add, it has a built-in chorus, so it has that little, I guess the flutter sound is what a lot of other brands call it. So it's got I don't know, there's just something about it that nothing I've played sounds like this, so. So that's let's see, we'll have a little bit of fun. Let's get like self oscillation, and what you're hearing a lot of noise, and this actually that I've got the mic right next to this. Probably isn't the greatest thing, but we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. All right. Now let's kick on the revival drive and have a little fun. right, so that's sorry, I got a little distracted there. That was a lot of fun. So okay,
sounds like they're very good.
they are very, very great pedals. So if you are looking for a very, very, very high end drive, that's probably costs more than most people. I'll say on average, most people's guitars and amps. Yeah, check out the Revival drive. I actually have a buddy who's like, tell me why I shouldn't get one. I honestly have no reason besides the price tag.
Right.
So, all right. Let's see. I got new knobs. Sorry. What's new? I did get cool knobs. I think it's weird, like, because it's kind of, it matches the guitar really well. I posted a picture in our group, but it's one of those, it can look super flashy, but I think it worked perfect for that guitar because it has the mother of pearl inlays on the, like, the circle there, the dot mother of pearl inlays on the Telecaster. And so it's got a mother of pearl top and it's got gold hardware, which matches the other gold hardware. So it looks pretty good.
Nice.
It's like $5. So, all right, well, let's move on to the gear news. And if you wake up, people in the group who are watching the live video, you can actually see what we're talking about. So this is actually kind of the thing I was pretty excited about. So MXR limited edition brown acid fuzz, 70s Sabbath tones. This thing looks cool. I think it looks really cool. I don't think it sounds. I haven't seen a great. I saw the bass. Is it supposed to only be bass, or is it a guitar? Or maybe they just they're just like, oh, well, bass players might buy it before guitar players.
Potentially. Oh no, I'm not seeing anything that says just bass.
Well, it says you should be able to. It is certainly an interesting looking pedal, and you should be able to use it on both guitar and bass. We're not making any promises. We're just saying it should kind of work. Sorry, I don't know why I got all hateful towards MXR all of a sudden. Oh, there's only 500 units worldwide?
You're gonna get it now?
No. Well, it's $150. I don't know. I'm probably not going to get it. I got to save up. I got to go to Florida in November, so I got to go be my friend's groomsman in the wedding.
Look at you.
Of the century. I don't know if it's of the century. It could be. Maybe of the day. So all right. The Bloom sequencer from Qubit. Did you? Oh yeah, you went in.
Yeah, I am. Since we're recording like straight on my PC, I can't really listen to anything, which kind of makes me sad. But
can you? Because mine never picked up anything I listened to, like live videos.
Well, I'm recording desktop audio, so.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I guess you'd hear it if I was like recording my monitor mix, like to pick you up.
Yeah, that's essentially what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, I need to figure out how to do that without actually running a cable like a goofball. This thing's pretty cool. There's a short demo on Instagram, but it's just kind of this like weird sequencer. I like sequencers. They're a lot of fun. Especially the random ones, the ones that have no rhyme or reason. But I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I need to start messing with some Eurorack stuff. Or what's the other one?
I've been Eurorack is the modular stuff.
Well, no, because I thought there was two different types of modular things. I thought there was like Eurorack and something else. What did JHS do? Did they do Eurorack?
Actually, I think there might actually be a difference between the. I think it is actually called Lunchbox, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if that's. I just googled Eurorack to see if they could tell me what the other one was. I don't know. Maybe if you Google Eurorack versus.
It's just called a 500 series.
500, yeah, the 500 series, because that's what JHS did was 500 series.
And that whole chassis style is called the 500 series. I don't know why, but it's a thing.
They're both. I don't know. It will not fit. Electrically, very different. spelt Elektrikall. Is that the proper way to spell electrically somewhere?
I feel like it sounded correct.
Okay, the website I'm on is called muffwiggler.com. And I'm so scared.
Probably should
But
be.
it's talking about modular sense. What is this? There's pictures of cats? All right. If you're bored, you can always go check that out. All right. Well, let's move on to the next thing. We're going to skip this and we're going to come back to it because I want to talk about something at the end. All right. So Zvex Abbey Road Fuzz Factory. This is actually pretty cool. If you look at it, it looks interesting. And I love the Zvex like hand painted limited edition stuff.
Mm-hmm. This is just the regular Fuzz Factory, right? It's painted.
Yeah, no. Because the Fuzz Factory, this is the Fuzz Factory 7, where it's got like a million different things in. I just saw a message from Scott that said he would join in. I'm like, dude, I just saw this. No, told him he can join in if he wants. What if we have someone join in mid-episode?
It's like good. He can come in and tell us what the difference between 500 series and Eurorack is. If he knows that.
Scott, what is the difference between? I want to use my phone a friend. Dear Regis, if I could do that, that'd be fantastic. Hold on. Sorry. He's like, imagine him coming in mid-episode and you having to try to sync it again. So we're recording straight audio from the stream, dude. Let's hop on. Okay. So we've got it's the Fuzz Factory 7. It looks really great, looks really cool, but I scrolled down and I kept scrolling. I was like, all right, this is really cool. $469.
I mean, isn't that kind of...
No, that's not...
Is that not even on par with their other hand-painted stuff? No?
No. I gotta send Scott the link. I'm phoning a friend.
Well, I hope Mr. Zvex himself hand-painted this.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Come on, Scott. This isn't great for... Do I have to stop? I'm so confused.
You shouldn't have to do anything if you're just sending a link.
Oh, they can't hear you. That's why everyone left.
Rip. Okay.
Well, I'm going to stop this then. See ya. Bye. Well, now we know we can't do that. We're going to have to figure that one out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yeah. All right. So moving on. Pretty much looks great. I mean, it's the Fuzz Factory 7. It's good. It sounds great. Price not so great.
Wait, what is the cost of a normal Fuzz Factory 7?
It is, I don't know. Look it up. Google it. I'm working over here.
300. Wait, that's used. 300. 469 from AMS.
Okay, that's ridiculous. All right. Scott just saw it. Come on, Scott. Get in here. Let's talk about it. All right, so let's look at this really quick. This is the STL Tones Andy James Revenant preamp pedal. So apparently this is the new pedal. Hi, Scott. I can hear the different audio coming in.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Nope.
I just heard.
Yeah, I'm using a headset. This is not going to sound great.
That's fine. You're my phone a friend. So
All
Scott,
right,
what's the difference between 500 series and Eurorack series? A, nothing. B, A. C, everything. D, let me tell you about it.
They're different sizes.
Is that it? Pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean, there's like, I mean, because it's all the same thing. It's kind of like, it's just a circuit put in a box. This is different sizes. Why are there different sizes? Why can't we just agree on one size? Is it kind of like the metric system versus standard
one's
American?
True, one's Imperial.
I mean, I'm not the expert here on this either, but I know 500 series is much more of a studio thing. Like it's just the natural size that kind of just fits into like a audio recording desk.
Okay.
But
Eurox probably more live stuff.
yeah,
All those rack stuff scares me. I don't know why. I mean, of course, I mean, like the basics, it just makes sense. But usually there's just so many wires that seem unnecessary. Is it just like kind of like how guitar players are excited about knobs? Is the a lot of wires the thing that excites the audio techs?
well, a lot of times that's a control voltage thing, like on the modular synth stuff.
Okay.
So what you have is like you have one device that's like creating a signal that's like it's like your tap tempo, for lack of a better term, but that sends like a voltage signal to some other device, and then that other device controls based off that voltage. So like that's how you're like ramping a volume knob or something like that.
Okay, so instead of having knobs, they've got holes that they just plug into.
Yeah.
That seems kind of goofy. Why don't you just get knobs?
Well, I mean, like you could get into the world of like what Chase Bliss stuff does, where you have a computer ramping that knob back and forth. But you know, think about a lot like with Chase Bliss stuff, how hard it is to control sometimes. Like the learning curve on it's really steep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, yeah, that was probably one of the most intimidating things about any Chase. I've never owned a Chase Bliss pedal, and it's not that it's one of those things that, like, it just hasn't happened. It's not for any reason in particular, but there is that little bit that's a little bit frightening with that, because there's so many, there's like almost like 20 dip switches on the back, and each one controls a thing. And I'm sure once you get the hang of controlling Chase Bliss pedals, it's a little bit easier, but it seems like even then it's kind of intimidating, even for a high tech person.
Yeah, I mean, I'm deep into the Chase Bliss world now. I think I have 5 right now.
Didn't you get the Mood?
Yeah, I just got the Mood. I've got a Spectre that I'm not super stoked on.
Is that the flanger?
Yeah, it's the through zero flanger. So, you know, it's cool. It does its sounds. It's just not what I want. I have the Gravitas, which I absolutely love. I have the Tonal Recall that I absolutely love, and I have the Dark World that I absolutely love.
The Dark World's the Reverb, right? Isn't that the one that was in collaboration with Keeley and someone else? I can't remember who.
Draw.
You're roboting hard. I'm sorry. It's funny. You're roboting like crazy.
Hey. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. My bad.
It's gonna be the crappiest stream ever. Now that I'm on it.
Listen. We can make it even crappier if we wanted to. Don't you worry about that. Try to think. Have you seen anything new that we haven't talked about lately that you want to talk about?
Ooh. So you already talked about the ZVEX thing, I think, right?
Yeah, the one that you sent me, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then I saw the price. I was like, not so awesome.
Yeah, so expensive.
Which is, I mean, I know I just bought this Revival drive, but AMS payments, 12 months, baby. Woot woot. But yeah, like that's a tough pill to swallow on that.
Yeah. I mean, the Revival drive is like really powerful and feature packed, so you don't sit there and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's so expensive. But
yeah, when I got it, there's so much that you can do with it, and I feel like just the sound quality that it's producing is worth it.
Yeah, I mean, how much was it?
The street price on the custom is $649. Yeah, the regular one's $529, but I got the custom for $529. It's expensive.
I mean, but people are paying that much for just King of Tones to skip the line. So
that's true, and I would take this over a King of Tone any day of the week. Absolutely any day of the week.
It's that good,
dude. This is I'm not going to buy another drive pedal. Not that,
right.
not in the
Chris, you got that recorded, right? Like, that back?
Someone's like, send that to his wife.
Yeah.
Yes, he said he is not going to buy another drive pedal.
Yeah, this is the Diaz, like, I swear this, I'm never drinking again kind of moment.
Yeah,
but
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Hey, you want a beer? Yeah.
Yeah, you can quit anytime you want.
I can. I don't have a problem.
I haven't bought a drive pedal since it's been 6 months. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. They've got I might buy another drive pedal. I want to get the Veil from like my pedals. I have to send this one off and it makes me sad.
Oh.
It's got a real nice like, I love a good like dark tone. Kind of like I used to run the Prince of Tone on the overdrive, but I keep it real. I don't know, something about like a nice thick dark drive, and that's what this has.
Nice.
The Revival drive is very amp like though. I joined a dad band, or like I actually kind of started a dad band. I'm literally, my son's playing bass, so I'm literally the dad in the band, and the drummer's a dad. But we got together and we're like, well, we'll just play some songs that we all know and some easy stuff. I mean, we did Plush, Like a Stone. I mean, it's typical dad stuff. 3 a.m., some Tom Petty, but that's the only drive I played.
That's a pretty eclectic kind of set of music you got there.
Yeah, we were gonna jam some Dave Matthews Band though. We're gonna do some Why I Am. That's a great song.
Oh, that's like one of their best songs.
Yeah, would that chorus technically be polyrhythmic because it changes the rhythm or changes the timing?
I mean, that's a complex song. If you're actually going to play it properly.
Oh yeah, that guitar, the guitar solo in it is fantastic. I forgot who's the guy who plays guitar for him and does all the soloing.
Tim. It's the same guy from Live at Luther now, right? Like, isn't he a full member of the band?
Yeah.
Reynolds?
No. Is it Reynolds? It might be Tim Reynolds. Tom Reynolds.
Tim Reynolds.
Tim Reynolds. Yep. No, he's fantastic. He does that. The whole Grugrex King album was great. Isn't that what that was called?
I feel
the Big Whiskey and the Grugrex King.
I feel like I got that album right when I was kind of burning out on Dave Matthews, and I never gave it enough of a chance.
That came out. See, I was like, I really like Dave Matthews whenever like the Central Park live album came out in the DVD. Because I mean, when they did like Cortez the Killer with Warren Haynes, that was my jam. But all right, well, we could. Oh yeah, so all right, here's actually, I'm glad we've got Scott on this one. This is the last gear news. The JHS Cheeseball Fuzz just got announced. So one of the things that Josh Scott has always said is he'll never put out a clone of a pedal that's still in production. Right?
Yep.
That was a big thing. That's why he took his clone off, or his clone was because the KTR came back on and.
Yeah, he'll never make a straight clone. I mean,
of a pedal.
The Tube Screamer is not out of production. The Big Muff is not out of production, but he does tweaks on them. Okay,
he'll never do a full copy.
Yeah.
Whenever he'll do a modified circuit, but he will never do a full. All right, so Love Tone made the Big Cheese. I want to call him Love Pedal, and I have to remind myself they're two different things. So Love Tone came out with the Big Cheese, which really was a big pedal. I never liked that style of box, but this thing sounds really cool, has a lot of different things under the hood. And Josh has been doing a lot of clones lately. He did the run of what were the 4 pedals, like old 60s pedals, a lot of one knob
Tone
stuff,
benders.
the tone benders and stuff like that. So he did those, and that was a fun thing. They're already jacked up in price, then people bought them and jacked up the price even more.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're listing for like what, $1,000 a pedal.
So a lot of people are actually instant flipping those. Those weren't collectors trying to
Oh no, there's people all over Gear Talk Praise and Worship posting screenshots. This is why I hate when they do this stuff. It's because the real player. Well, I don't know if it was Praise and Worship, but probably right. Gear Talk.
Yeah, Josh Scott should have given that to a random kid at Guitar Center that I could be jealous of instead.
Yeah. Man, I want to.
No one's ever happy unless they actually are the ones who benefit from anything. So, whatever.
Dang, Cynical Scott hitting the airwaves.
Yeah, that's what happens when you hit me at 5 o'clock on a Wednesday.
It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let's see. But all right, so the thing that I wanted to talk about with this was there's a lot of people who are like, oh, don't buy the clones, and it's like, I mean, you can't buy the real one anymore. It's not. But what did happen was, I'm going to read this really quick. I screenshotted it, I believe. So this was on Sweetwater posted a demo of this, and a gentleman named Dan Coggins. I have not done any investigation, but I'm going to take his word for it. Posted this. I'm going to read it word for word because it is very interesting. I co-founded Lovetone in 1995 with Vladimir Naslis, and I primarily designed the circuits for all of the 8 pedals we released before finally leaving that business in 2008. Not much has been heard from quote unquote them since. So you can draw your own conclusions from that exclamation point. Anyway, we prided ourselves at the time on at least doing something reasonably innovative and original with each new release. Several things came to mind when I heard about JHS recently releasing the quote unquote cheese ball, a blatant copy of the Big Cheese, which Josh would not argue because that was the whole thing, which was originally released by Lovetone in the summer of 1995. Number 1. I feel like I should yell this. Hold on, I'm gonna step back. Thou shalt not steal! Because it's in all caps. At least not wholesale. We all stand on the shoulders of giants to a lesser or greater degree. Next. 2. It demonstrates an inability to come up with anything original and innovative, resorting to plagiarism and imitation, riding on the coattails of others without permission, nor giving due compensation to the people that came up with the original idea. No respect being felt here, though I'm just one of many, no doubt. Number 3. Where's the money, Lebowski? I have nothing to do with what JHS is doing regarding the Lovetone legacy and hereby disassociate myself from them wholeheartedly. So, Scott, what do you think about one of the things that was really interesting to me in this was the fact if he brought up that JHS didn't compensate the original circuit designers. 1, do you think that they should have to compensate the original circuit designer?
Are you asking me from a legal perspective or from my own ethical standards?
I'm asking from your own ethical standards. I know legally unless they have a patent on the circuit design, which I think is really hard to do, isn't it?
So let's start legally.
Okay, we'll start legally.
Legally, a circuit is not patentable, nor is it can't be licensed or anything like that. Like linear.
You would have to use something that is a new item, like a new diode or something that you'd have to like.
No, what you could, if you were controlling in that region, things like microprocessors or things like that, you do have control because that would be like a proprietary part that you could maintain control over. You can have a patent on that. You can have, if you have a microprocessor code, you have control over the code on the microprocessor. So,
kind of like what EHX did with the Moore stuff.
Yeah. And then finally, a circuit board itself can be copyrighted.
Okay.
So I can't literally go get the printed circuit board from another builder and fill them out and sell them as my own, and I can't copy their layout.
Okay, so all you have to do is change the layout slightly and use your own board.
Ta-da! Tube screamers.
but you use the same exact chain in the circuitry, right?
Yep. Which is why, like, it's why it's really interesting. There's the whole the woodcutter, for example, is a really interesting one because that was like him being able to copy, Grant being able to copy almost down to the exact person who's building them and tuning them.
Mm-hmm.
That level. So I don't know if there's something magical in that person's layout, because I'm pretty sure the original Proco Rad is still a PCB. It's not like a hand-wired components kind of thing.
Okay.
But this is part of the reason why there's so many like tone bedger fuzzes and why it's such a big deal, is because the layout really can contribute to how a circuit behaves. How you run the wiring, all those kind of things that can affect like the noise levels. There's added capacitance, all these other kind of things that can affect it. But long story short, that's the reason why you can have so many tube screamer clones that are literally part for part the same thing. They're just rearranged differently. It's because the circuit's not licensable or copyrightable or patentable. It's the layout.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
If I was to say, so there's a common thing that people use as an argument is that pretty much everything came from an RCA handbook. Like that's like on. So
it's like yelling at every electrical engineer, oh, you all use the same linear circuit analysis book. All these circuits came from this. Yeah, because we all went to college and studied it. Like everyone had to learn something from somewhere.
Okay, so all right, now we're going to talk on not legally, but morally in your stance. Do you think JHS should have to pay a royalty to the circuit designer?
I think within a reasonable amount, I think that should become more normal. Yes.
Okay. But
legally, that's not the way the world is.
But if someone was to say, well, it all comes from an RCA handbook, should we all just pay RCA?
This is kind of one of those fun ones of all the songs that are being sued right now, and they're like, oh, look, every single song sounds like Tom Petty. Because Tom Petty wrote really simple songs, and so those themes are pretty global, even though they're not really the same song.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's like
my brother's a live musician, and he ties so many songs in together. I mean, even churches, we tie the same chord progression or the same key, and you weave it in. And this, I mean, look how many people. There's what's the guy's name on YouTube who mashes the songs up together? DJ Cummerbund. That's a big thing too. People mash up songs. I just was it Aaron or one of the Gear Slum guys just shared September mixed with Foo Fighters. What I forgot the name of the song. Walk from Foo Fighters. So I mean, but the thing is how far down the line do you have to trace it? Should he? I mean, if you were to pay those royalties, I feel like I think the industry standard of not paying the royalties is kind of the easiest thing, because then there'd just be an argument of, well, I designed this and I designed this. Yeah, but you copied it from this guy, but you copied it from this guy and you just changed it from this. And so, I mean, it would just be a never ending like battle. Yeah. I mean, it would be funny if like some guy tried to patent the concept of a buffer. And so suddenly every boss pile becomes true bypass all of a sudden. It's too late to go back at this point. Or, it's one of those, like, the damages would just be it would be catastrophic unless you had, like, it would turn the entire industry upside down financially. Yeah. It's kind of like how everyone wants arguing about it. Well, it's like how everyone wants, like, I'm not going to go political, but I'm just using it as an example because it is my daily life. They talk about a $15 minimum wage. It's like there's going to be consequences and react. It's not like they can just go in and be like, okay, everyone makes $15 and we're all good and done and we keep moving forward. It's a chain. There's going to cause a chain reaction. Dramatic changes to an economics or an economic ecosystem is going to change everything. So I would say that leave well enough alone, and I mean, honestly, I think some of my arguments with people who get mad, I think Josh has a good thing where he won't directly copy a circuit that's still in production. I feel that's somewhat admirable in the industry where there's plenty of pirates and plenty of people who are just like, yeah, I can make you a exact Timmy clone for like $80. So
yeah, I mean, it's an extra rule he's putting on himself that is not necessarily needed to be done. A powerful argument could be said that there's opportunity cost and things like that involved in there of like the bad PR is not worth the few bucks you make from selling certain clones.
Yeah, and he's already. I mean, he's been in the center of some controversy before. This one hasn't really blown up though. This one was just one that I caught, and it was just trickling in the back of my mind.
Yeah, I mean, if Dan Coggins wants to start making big cheeses and selling them as the original designer and builder,
then do it and make the money.
Yeah, what's been stopping him since? Was it 2008?
Yeah,
2009. Come on. But you suddenly discovered your value? I mean, there's the fishy stuff that seems to happen with the KTR and Klon, where they go out in production and out of production, and, you know, conspiracy theories abound on that. And, you know, periodically...
Wait, are you trying to say that we've never seen Bill Finnegan and Josh Scott in the same room?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, I was actually at NAMM whenever they were both there.
I'm just saying Bill Finnegan's much smaller than Josh Scott, so it'd have to be some type of, I don't know, robot suit kind of thing going on.
Josh went to Japan and copied their technology. He said, I will learn how to shrink like you guys.
Yeah.
I have you've been to Japan, right, Scott?
I have not.
Okay. Well, I figured you've just been everywhere. But
I've never left North America, dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Hawaii and Dominican Republic are the farthest I've gone.
It's okay. I've never left the East Coast. The farthest west I've been is Nashville. Actually, it was probably about 10 miles outside of Nashville because I got turned around one time. That's they've got, it's so bad for tall people over there. I've got a friend.
Bad for tall people everywhere, man.
Can you reach out for me? No, Carol, I don't work at the Kroger.
Man, when I worked at, so we have Jewels here. When I worked at Jewel, that was like so much of my work was, can you get this off the top shelf?
My favorite job was working at Winn-Dixie, which is a southern grocery chain that's now Sweet Bay or whatever. But I was working there, and it was me and all my friends were the stock crew. So we were getting way too much trouble. But anytime anyone would ask us for where something was at, we'd just send them to aisle 1 and tell them it was next to the sliced pimentos. But we'd say it with an Italian accent. Like, yeah, it's aisle 1 next to the sliced pimentos. I don't know if that's an Italian accent, but that's the accent I used. Maybe I could do a good Italian accent one day. I'll practice. But yeah, what were we talking about? Why are we talking about grocery stores? Being tall.
You're tall.
Oh yeah, it sucks. All right, I'm trying to. So, do you think though it's kind of crazy how many exact copies Josh has been doing lately though? He did the Tone Bender stuff like those and Cheese Ball. Do you think he's gonna start bringing just out of production pedals back into production, slapping his name on them and making good buku bucks?
I mean, with all due respect, has JHS ever done an original circuit that's like truly original?
Or
has everything been kind of inspired by stuff?
I mean, we could still do the argument where everything is inspired by something.
I know, but like even like the Morning Glory is still based off a Blues Breaker style circuit.
Bonsai is a bunch of Tube Screamers. You've got what's the Panther Cub and the Panther? Just I know it's an analog.
Well, that's like isn't the original Panther a controversial one of his? I
believe so.
It's going to be our most commented on episode, and Adam Dolhanik's going to be so happy he gets more traffic at his website.
Yeah, go check out. Just Google JHS Devi Ever. Isn't that the one he always talked about, or was he the IHOP? I think he talked about both. Just Google JHS controversy and you'll end up at Adam Delhanek's website. So every time there's big controversy with JHS, he says he gets a bump in traffic. It's great. But I don't know. If you're in the group and you can tell us what the original design pedal he has, I can't think of one.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through.
I mean,
Sweetwater
everything's
right
in.
now
I mean,
'cause their website's down.
the Super Bowl is just a Supro amp.
Well, I mean, that's an
Super
original. If
pedal.
that's an original thing or not.
I don't know.
But
Dang it, Josh. Josh, if you listen to this, come on here and tell us what's up.
wait,
Actually,
the pedal they had to rebrand was fairly original.
The Lucky Cat.
Pink Panther?
The
Lucky
VCR?
Cat? Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Dang, Ryan Adams.
Yeah.
We should
Also helps that their website's down while we're trying to talk to them right now. But the color box was actually a pretty original circuit. I mean, it's an adaptation and changing of a needs topology, but
it's inspired by an item, not a actual. I mean, he probably found a way to like shrink down this circuit. You know, he probably looked at some of the circuits that were used, but I mean,
it wasn't a pedal before it was a color box.
That's deep.
It was a mixer. So
yeah,
he was a man before he was a pedal builder. It was a console before it was a pedal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be heaping on him. I mean, like some of his, I've had a number of their pedals. I enjoy them. They're good tweaks when they're tweaks. Like the Kilt's awesome. I'm not going out and buying an actual X Pandora. You know, like that's awesome. Yeah. I've wanted to try the Bonsai for a while. I just, for whatever reason, there's not really a good used market on those. People who are buying them aren't selling them. I had the Muffaletta. That was Big Muff style thing. That's awesome.
What was it, like 7 Big Muffs in one or something like that? Or
6, but yeah.
6.
It was pretty great. I mean,
all right, hold on. All right, yeah. So we're gonna move on really quick and hit one last thing. And now we got Scott on here, so this is gonna be a lot of fun. Let's find the post. We're gonna do the questions that Jason asked because they're actually pretty cool. All right.
Wait, Cosmonger?
Yes.
Oof. I should have studied this before we got on.
All right. Quesadilla fillings.
Okay.
What do you think should be in a quesadilla?
Cheese.
Yeah, I think cheese is like really the only requirement. And
it's an essential ingredient.
Oh, and so actually tortilla is an essential ingredient, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I'll agree with that. You know, if you're saying that it is, then I agree with you. If you're saying it's not, then this is the hot dog thing all over again.
That you ultimately agree with me on?
That's correct. It is not a sandwich. Oh man, you need to send me the address. If you guys haven't seen, I've actually got wristbands made for the effects loop that says a hot dog is not a sandwich, and I want Scott to have one, just so he'll have to put it on at one point, and it might burn like holy water.
Yeah, it'll burn my skin with all that heresy.
My kids and I argue about it, and they do it just because they know how mad it makes me.
Okay, so what makes a good quesadilla is proper application of vegetables. Get good onions in there, a tomato that's not too runny, so it makes the whole thing just like fall apart.
Nope.
You don't put salsa in one, you dip it into salsa.
You don't even need to dip it in salsa, you dip it in queso.
That seems redundant.
There's no such thing as too much cheese.
Disagree, but
have you never like taken a block of cheddar cheese and just taken a bite out of it? No such thing as too much cheese.
So dude, in college I used to buy like cheese cubes at like Walmart.
Yeah. Dude, no, the best thing though, I still love when I was a kid, my mom and I used to just make like the trays with like the black olives and the cheese cubes and crackers and stuff like little redneck hors d'oeuvres. It was great.
Did you get constipated a lot as a kid?
I get constipated a lot as a human.
As a human.
As a human being.
All right.
I really don't eat cheese that much anymore, but I think like no the best quesadilla has cheese. It's got to have I like it whenever it's got kind of like a spicy ranch sauce, or like I love the creamy jalapeno sauce from Taco Bell, like something like that. And out of all the meats you can put in a quesadilla, steak's always going to be the best.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That was a as in I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, I was like,
Sorry for actively listening, Diaz.
It's okay. You can make up for it later. But they, it's gotta have steak. I like it with potatoes. I like a little bit of shredded lettuce. I don't like tomatoes in my quesadillas.
So shredded lettuce in a quesadilla, doesn't it get all soggy in the heat up process?
It can, but you got to eat it right away.
Mm.
You can't just let it sit around. Do you put lettuce in a burrito?
Not really.
So you're saying
if it comes that way, but like if I'm like,
will you put tomatoes in a burrito?
Yes.
See, I think I'd prefer the lettuce over the tomatoes. Maybe you're just a tomato. You say tomato.
I like a good pico in everything. So
okay, so I've been on a Moe's kick lately, and they've got the roasted corn pico. Oh, it's fantastic.
It is.
I usually get the corn salsa and the pico when I go to Chipotle. So we don't have Moe's here anymore. Rest in peace, Moe's.
Welcome to Moe's. Not anymore, guys.
Yeah, somehow we still have a Qdoba staying alive, but
I've never even seen one of those. Maybe I did.
Yeah,
was there one in Nashville? Hey, what the fuck ever happened to Quiznos? Like they were just gone one day. Like
yeah.
It was like Subway got a toaster and Quiznos shut down. They're like, we can't compete anymore.
Yeah, well, price-wise, they were way more expensive, but yeah.
I wouldn't know. I went to it like one time.
I feel like there's Potbellies everywhere now. That's kind of what happened to Quiznos. I think it's really Potbelly killed them.
What's Potbelly?
Oh, you don't have those?
Nope.
No.
They're a toasted sandwich.
Like
in soup.
Like how twisted? Like what does twisted mean?
Toasted.
Oh, I thought you said twist. I was like, what? Okay, sorry. Toasted sandwich. But why? You've got Subways, right?
I don't eat at Subway anymore.
Why not?
So I used to get migraines. So I started keeping a food journal and finally connected that I get migraines when I eat Subway. So I've stopped eating Subway and I have not had a migraine in 2 years.
I just had an image of Scott laying on his stomach, like on his bed with his head towards the foot of the bed, feet up, bent at the knees, just writing in his little food journal, just a little pencil in his mouth and everything. Does that make me weird? Was that awkward?
I find it weird that you have like these teenage fantasies about me.
Scott, do you remember that time I told you that I love you, dude? I meant it. But all right, let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Let's keep. All right, oddball pickup types you most want to try out long term. I want to try the Fishman Fluence pickups.
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, they're kind of oddball. They're different, and they seem really interesting. And if Greg, is it Koch or Coke? Greg Koch. If he likes them, then
they're okay.
It's got to be good. They got to be at least okay.
I demoed a guitar a while back that had them in there, and I don't know. It wasn't any different than a typical pickup.
I know, but that'd be kind of a good thing, though, right? It sounds like a good pickup, or does it just sound like a basic?
Can we back up a little bit? What demo long term means?
Like, and Yeah, I don't know. I figured maybe it's like
It's
in
just
the
like
long
I
run-
make a new pick guard for my Titan, and I can swap it in and out.
Is that a long?
Or is it
term
like I actually
deal?
have to leave, I actually have to like pull the pickups from a guitar, and that's like what it is for like 6 months.
We'll do it like that. You have to stick it in your guitar for 6 months and try it. I still stick with the Fishman Fluence.
I mean, if I had to do in that situation, I think that's the one to try.
Righteous
Trying to
Sound
think where
pickups
else.
seem interesting. I wouldn't say they're oddball though. I mean, they're boutique.
No, I mean, like I've been waiting to jump on a pair of P90s from them for a while. So,
Mhm. Or McNally Stagger Swaggers.
Oh, you know what one I would do that with? I think it's called the Duck Bucker from Duncan. It's Corey Wong plays one of them in his strats. I'd be up for like trying
Corey
some
Wong,
different strat pickups for a little while.
he's with that funky band, right? What's it?
Wolfpack.
Yeah, are they an instrumental band or they're just like really funky or something? Or
I mean, they've got vocal lines over some of their stuff, but it's not like they have like a dedicated singer all the time.
okay. So I mean, that's a lot of instrumental. I mean, it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I've seen videos of him. He's insane. He reminds me of Jay Leonard J with like the playing, just kind of being I don't know, just being
It's
a real
it's the loose right hand thing. Like they can just like strum so quickly.
Yeah.
And then also just like how
They get
happy
this,
he looks when he's playing.
yeah, that Jay Leonard J smile while he's playing, that's
Yeah.
like you just look at him, you're like, man, that's pure joy. Or he's a really good actor and he should get an Oscar.
Mhm.
But all right, let's Chris, what did you
I'll also throw in, I've never played lipstick pickups. So I'm curious because they seem to have like this cult-like following. But at the same time, I can never actually like see people like long-term sticking with them.
I always imagine them just when I think of a Dan Electro sound, kind of like a single coil, but dirtier, like just like easier to get a gritty sound out of. I don't know. That could be just me though.
I mean, that could be fun.
Well, Chris, what are you going to try out long term?
I would really want to try some actual TV Jones, like 100%. Not the.
You can't say P90s.
No.
Okay, I was about to say because you.
Like a Filtertron?
Yeah, like an actual Filtertron, not some.
It's not a Filtertron-esque.
Yeah, not it's basically a humbucker, but we made it look and kind of feel like one, but like full on get all of the little nuisances and all of that.
Nuisances or nuances?
Nuances, that one. Probably nuisances too if I don't like it.
You are nuisance.
I'm a big fan. I've got a set of his Classic Plus combo in my in that hollow body I built.
Oh, nice.
And they sound fantastic. It's just I built the guitar, so it's not that great.
Yeah.
Chris, how long have we been recording for?
We've been recording for exactly an hour and 5 minutes.
Okay, we're gonna hit these other ones really quick, and then we're gonna call it. If you were designing a signature instrument for the other host without their input, what would it be like? How about a conventional signal chain? All right, we'll do the guitar. All right, so Scott, you design one for me. I'll design one for Chris. Chris, you design one for Scott.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna design Chris's. It's gonna be a double cut special, and it's gonna have the world's greatest P90s. It's gonna have 2 of them, but even though he's like the one pickup guy, I still think you should have 2. And
For this
have
rare times I play at church and need that bridge pickup.
you never
Or the neck pickup.
neck pickup. You always need a neck pickup. There's nothing wrong. All right, but
Single pickup guitar should only have the neck pickup.
dude, no, I disagree with that one.
Next time on the effects.
Oh my gosh. Oh, dude. All right. So after the episode, I've got to tell you guys about, I was talking with Sean from Gun Street, and I think I've got April Fool's figured out.
Okay.
But
I'm so glad you're talking about this on air right now.
yes. All right. Anywho. So that's what I designed for Chris. Chris, what do you got for Scott?
Whew. I feel like I would have to go with some kind of S style.
Fair.
I feel like it has to be modular.
Yeah, so I was thinking is like it'd have to have some really weird pickups in it that are like way off norm, like not even like straight Strat or like Strat with a humbucker, but
It's got 78 push pull knobs.
Basically, yeah.
It's basically the Brian May Red Special, but it actually looks like a Strat.
Ooh, you know what you should put in there?
It's like what if Built made a Strat? That's basically what it would be.
Okay, I've got my addition. You've got to put the Noatronic system in it to control MIDI.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
See, that's a Scott thing. That's like if you can control MIDI with it, there you go.
Can't it just be a Strat with a Chaos pad in it?
What are we doing?
That works.
Muse cover band? Well, he had a Telecaster, but you'd be like Muse meets John Mayer.
Exactly.
That's actually perfect. If you don't have a K oscillator in it, the Chaos pad itself is just an XY MIDI controller.
Oh my gosh.
Well, actually.
Yeah, I was like, I saw the glasses go up. Well, actually,
Thanks,
if
Oscar.
you don't have that. Oh my god! I just watched the Espresso episode of the Nespresso. It's actually pronounced espresso. Oh no, that's what you said. I just assumed you were going to say it wrong. That's Scott right there. Oh, yeah. I just assumed you were going to say it wrong. Did you say nuances or nuisance? No, I said nuances. Oh, sorry. I just assumed you were going to say it wrong. All right, Scott, what's my guitar?
I feel like your guitar already exists, but realistically, I think it would be a Pelham Blue.
Yeah.
Trini Lopez, but with 3 humbuckers instead.
Oh my gosh! Oh, I'm breathing heavy.
So that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
along those lines.
Man,
I'm just trying to think of would it be a hardtail or a softtail? That's the part I can't really lock down yet.
Soft is what I would go with.
Because I think are you actually using the Vibrola on your SG anymore?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, I wonder.
Guy.
Yeah, I feel like pretty much every guitar I play. Well, I've started getting into some hardtail stuff, but like I really want to get the. I want to get a Bigsby on my Telly. I'm going to use the Vibramate, and I don't know. I use the Vibrola, and I mean that's like we were talking about with my Strat. I've got a floating trim set up there. So, or vibrato. Is it vibrato or tremolo? Which one's the right one? This argument just happened.
I think the official term is actually a trem on a Strat.
Yeah, well, it's a synchronized tremolo system, is what it says on the headstock.
Yep.
So, even though everyone's like Leo Fender was wrong, I was like, well, most of your guitar pedals are made by drummers, anyways. So.
Yeah, I mean, my Subaru has a vibrato channel that brings the volume in and out. So, well.
Oh, but that's supposed to be tremolo, isn't it? Tremolo is supposed to be if you lower the volume. I know you can do there's 2 different styles. There's the volume, and then there's one that's tone that goes up and down, and volume that goes up and down. But all right, we're not even going to get into that. But all right, next question.
That'll be the Christmas special.
What non-guitar adjacent instrument would you want to be proficient in if you could download it into your head matrix style? If you could pick one instrument, drum. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I have terrible rhythm. I'd rather get better at drums because it makes everything else better.
I've actually got a weird one. I would want to learn cello.
Cello, you have the bass?
Cool. Because I mean, you just see so many, or just so many fantastic. What was it, the Westing where they had? Who was the guy that was on there whenever Josh had his meltdown, or he had his PTSD attack? He was playing.
Are you just asking for famous cellist?
No, it was the guy. He was like in the episode.
Yo-Yo Ma? No,
that's it. Yo-Yo Ma. That's it. Yeah, it was Yo-Yo Ma. Yeah, like Yo-Yo Ma, and I mean, you just see a lot of these classical cellists that are just, I mean, it's fantastic to watch, and it's just beautiful music. I'd love to be able to do something like that.
I got to go to a Yo-Yo Ma concert this year. It was pretty great.
You got to go to a Yo-Yo Ma concert?
Yeah, he went through all of Bach's cello pieces from memory, solo.
That's insane.
At Millennium Park in Chicago. So it was, Paula and I just grabbed a picnic blanket, sat down, and enjoyed the concert for like 3 hours. It was great.
That's got to be like the most cool date ever. Like, did you have little glasses of wine?
We didn't drink. We did takeout dinner and just sat and did that.
Did you have cheese cubes? Because that's actually that'd be a great cheese cube.
No, we did not. Our neighbors did.
They had cheese cubes.
No, honestly, she was sitting there the whole time, like, just giggling and like, oh, look at this, we're fellow couriers. Because they lived in the same dorm when they, like, obviously they weren't there at the same time, but they lived in the same dorm at Harvard. So it's like this big deal. So.
That's cool. Chris, instrument.
Ooh.
Well, you just talked about violin the other week.
Yeah, so I was going to say it'd either be something like violin or something really offbeat of like, I don't know,
didgeridoo,
bagpipes or harmonica.
Bagpipes are one that I've always wanted to learn. It's always seemed very interesting.
Yeah, my best friend in high school actually played in a pipe and drum I don't know, regiment, is that what you would call it? I don't know, something.
Dude,
like
I hung out with some guys and we had a pipe and drum thing, and there's a lot of Grateful Dead music.
I was gonna say, I think that's a completely different kind of pipe and drum.
No, but they did I don't know, bagpipes are just really awesome, and I always wanted to wear a kilt, but I'm not Scottish, so I'd have to like learn how to play the bagpipes to not get the weird looks at the mall. I'm tired of getting the weird looks at the mall.
Stop wearing the dad hats.
Stop going to Hot Topic wearing the kilt and dad hats.
That's a picture that we need to see.
No, that's not gonna happen. Did Scott die?
He's shaking his head in sadness.
He muted himself. Bye, Scott.
Bye, Scott. We'll miss you.
He's probably had to take an important work call. All right. All right, and last thing, we'll see if Scott will jump in on this. If you had to change your amplification to strictly using an original PV 5150, 6505, or the combo versions of those, could you make it work if volume weren't an issue?
I would do the 5150 all day. No doubt.
Yeah. Not the Eddie Van Halen versions made by Fender, or the two separate EQ 5152 or 6505. It's got a single EQ. I could make it work.
Yeah, because the one time I actually got to I talked to one of the guys that played in Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I don't remember which one it was, but one of them used some kind of Marshall and the other one specifically used a 5150. And especially around Christmas time, everybody goes after those kinds of tones. So I could sit there and use that all day, especially in church. Like, I would be perfectly fine. It's got a good clean platform and gain straight from the amp on that. Oh, I wish.
Yeah. I could do the 5150 all day. I feel like,
and I'm gonna start researching and see if I can like pick up a snatch a used one. Shit.
I feel like the cleans aren't terrible.
They're passable.
I think it really what you could do, especially if you're getting loud volume, crank the master volume, but keep your gain a little towards the edge of breakup. I think it'll still have a warm enough tone that you can pull it off. And did the 5150 have an effects loop? I know the later ones did. I don't know if the original did.
I'm on the current reverb. I don't know if this is current or old. Please tell me you have a back photo. Yeah. Oh my god. I
would use the combo over the head, I think, any day.
Yeah, I would want a combo.
All right, hold on.
It looks like there's an effects loop. There's a.
If it's got an effects loop, if it's got an effects loop, I could do it for sure.
I mean, like, I used my Plexi as a pedal platform whenever I played at church when I had it. So
and it's got a reverb on it. I mean, really, you just need to get some delay. And it's a really good amp that can be controlled by your volume, in my opinion. If you watch some of the videos, especially when like Eddie was playing it, the original one, I feel like he has a lot of control over it.
Yeah, and half the time you probably wouldn't even need to use the clean channel. Just like you said, roll off your volume and just have your whatever modulation and whatever you wanted on the back end. Yes, there's effects loops on some of these.
All right, well there we go. Good stuff. All right, so that was Jason's fun corner time, and we answered all of his questions. Scott had to hop off, but it was great having Scott back on. If you're listening, Scott,
It was
we
fun.
do still love you. We love you. All right, so don't forget to check out Stringjoy, stringjoy.com. Sound better, play better. They make amazing strings. I've actually just got a bunch of 9.5s in. I do the 9.5 to 48, and also known as the Husky Superlight Plus. And they've got my son loves their bass strings, and you should go check them out. It's a great company, great prices, and just the fact that you can customize. If you want to customize your own set of strings, do whatever you want. They'll do it for you. They'll make it happen.
Yeah, I
And
love my
also-
10.5s with the wound G.
See, we're totally different on strings, man. I don't like the wound G. I couldn't do it. I bend my G string too much. So, but I do the 9.5s. It's I like a little bit lighter. I've got early onset carpal tunnel, so it keeps my hands feeling good. I also have a
Maybe I
set
need to
of
try to go down, because I can't play my guitar very long.
I need to find them. I've got a set of 8s I need to put on a guitar. I got some really light strings I wanted to mess around because I think Brian May plays with 8s.
Oh yeah,
We'll
that's
see what
true.
happens there. Yep. All right, and then also you can check out our Instagram. You can go to our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/The Effects Loop. We're at the Effects Loop on Instagram. You can like our Facebook group or like our Facebook page. Go to our YouTube, find us on there, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much. Also, we'll be live streaming. We're gonna figure out how to live stream.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we can figure it out. So, guys, we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
See ya.
Desperate times, caught in desperate measures. So why don't we be desperate to love each other? Yeah.
Let's erase hate from the dictionary. Why is negativity always drawn out? Pictionary, visualize love. Energize lives together. We undefeated. A plan to make where there's no gloves needed. When we weed into the mindset of achieving and believing in community.